The sun shines through my window, burning away the fog of sleep. Blinking open my eyes, I glance outside. For once, I have no obligations. The thought energizes me and I get ready for the day. Both Mina and Erlen's doors are closed. That's fine with me. I could use a quiet morning. After freshening up, I head downstairs to grab a bite to eat. There's a loaf of custard bread on the table with a piece already torn off. Must mean Mina's already awake. She loves the stuff. I catch the savory smell of meat and see the steamer. Uncle Hajime must have prepared meat buns for us too. After eating, I clean up and relax in the living room when the ring of the doorbell surprises me. I'm not expecting anybody. Wonder who it is. When I open the door, I'm greeted by Kosei's smiling face.
My man! Aren't you glad it's the weekend? I have the day off, so I thought I'd swing by.
Hey, come on in. He barely waits for me to step aside before he lets himself in, kicking off his shoes in the process.
You like doing anything in particular today? Where should we go?
I can't help but notice Kosei's choice of outfit. While his clothes are clean, they show a few signs of wear and tear. Most importantly, they're a few decades out of fashion. None of that is surprising. Kosei has had his vintage style for as long as I've known him. That doesn't mean that I've stopped noticing it, though. To a party like it's 1999? Kosei would stick out like a sore thumb if you went anywhere other than the past. The 90s called, they want their clothes back. He scoffs.
Some people just don't appreciate good fashion.
Or the lack thereof?
This is classic vintage. It's the epitome of fashion these days.
Are you sure you're just wearing old hand-me-downs?
Of course not. I bought this with my own money. There's no better way to stand out than to deviate from the norm.
He's got the standing out part, right? But to answer your question, I don't have anywhere in mind. What about you? Kosei shakes his head.
Not particularly. We can stay in instead. I'm all about relaxation.
That works for me. We could play something on the console.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since I got to demolish you in Crash Bros.
We head up to my room and search through my games. Kosei excitedly checks out the newest release my parents brought back from their latest business trip to the US. I'll usually get a game before he does, and we'll try it out together. After booting everything up, we select teams and start to play.
So, are you looking forward to the club fair next week?
Yeah, are you?
Definitely! I know which club I want to join now, too.
Soccer. He gives me a knowing look.
What about you? Which club will you join?
And now the moment of truth, folks. So... we'd have to see Mina if we go swimming, so that's out. We'd have to see Kosei if we go soccer, so that's out. I think there's a CG for the Science Club. If only I could have started a poll for this in advance, you know? I think we did drama in Ace Academy, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna let my inner thespian loose by joining the acting club. Kosei looks confused.
You act? I didn't know that.
Not yet. Well, I don't act just yet, but it seems like something that'd be fun to try. I'm considering trying something new this year.
Why not? New year, new you.
Dude, it's September.
New school year, new school you.
We continue to chat as we play. As is generally the trend with Kosei, the more into the game he gets, the quieter he becomes. Soon we're both getting into the competitive spirit as we play against each other. Suddenly a knock on the door interrupts us. Who is it? Kosei mutters under his breath.
Must be Mina coming to kill the vibe.
In response, the door bursts open. Erlen stands in the frame. You can't just barge in here.
I didn't. I knocked.
You're supposed to answer my question and wait for me to invite you in.
How tedious. I announced my presence by knocking. You find out who I was after opening the door.
Kosei stares in wide-eyed wonder. He scrambles to his feet.
That's Erlen!
Yes.
She's here!
Yes?
In your house.
Still yes?
Dressed like a hot fantasy princess.
She likes to cosplay?
Why do you sound like this is a totally normal situation? Wait, am I still asleep? That must be it.
Kosei pinches himself and winces. As reality dawns, he turns to me for an explanation. Oh, right, I guess we never mentioned Erlen's living situation to him. So, funny story, she actually lives here.
She what?
Kosei's eyes bug out and his words are a choked squeak. Erilyn waves her hand in front of her face as if waving away an annoying fly.
I require your assistance at once.
I glance over to Kosei and back to Erilyn. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a little preoccupied. She crosses her arms.
With what?
I think you mean with whom? I point at Kosei, who remains frozen in shock and confusion. She glances at Kosei, then back to me.
Well, Mina told me that the homework I was assigned needs to be completed.
Okay,
But she won't do it for me.
that sounds about right.
So I'm going to need you to complete it for me instead.
Seemingly out of nowhere, she pulls out a stack of workbooks and drops it next to me. With a smug smile, she turns away.
I'll come collect it in the evening.
What is even going on? Wait a minute. She pauses, fixing me with a bored look. I don't want to deal with this. Mina's more patient with this sort of thing anyway. You said Mina wouldn't do it for you, but did you ask her to help you? Erilyn crosses her arms, her eyes flashing.
Of course I did. But Mina is assisting her mom right now and can't help me. That leaves you.
I push down the jolt of irritation. I don't think she'll leave me alone until I agree. Fine, I'll help you. Erilyn sighs, then settles at my desk, resigned to her fate.
Very well. If that's how it must be, then let's get started.
I meant later. I'm still hanging out with Kosei right now. Erilyn furrows her brows.
What's a kosei?
At the mention of his name, Kosei awakens from his stupor. He jumps up.
Me, Erilyn? I'm a Kosei. I'm Kosei.
Erilyn looks at him as if seeing him for the first time. She puts on a gentle smile, her regal air returning.
Oh, I see. Do we know each other?
We go to school together.
Her face is still blank.
I'm in your class.
Oh,
After her little exclamation, she gets up and walks away. We both watch in silence as she exits. Once Erilyn's out of view, Kosei flops onto his back on the floor.
She didn't even get to the point of rejecting me.
Well, at least your expectations are in line. He clutches at his chest.
That comment would have hurt if I wasn't already dead. Wait, I think this is still a dream. This entire scenario doesn't seem remotely possible.
He pulls his hand back and slaps himself across the face. Seriously, dude. With no change in result, he flops down again. Maybe she'd remember you if you did her homework. I bet if you did her homework for you, she'd remember you.
We both know that's not true.
You never know until you try. Kosei listlessly flops his head to the side and stares at me. Yeah, okay.
What have I done to deserve such cruelty? How can I be so unmemorable?
I'm pretty confident that you're not the problem in this case. But my words fall into deaf ears as Kosei lets out another long groan. Footsteps echo in the hallway, which is immediately followed by a breathless Mina. She pops her head into the doorway.
Are you okay, cuz? I heard a thud, and then a loud...
She pauses when she sees Kosei on the floor. Straightening back up, the concern melts off her face.
Oh, it's just Kosei.
Just as quickly, she turns away. Well, that was record timing. Maybe the hilarity of the situation will pull Kosei out of his mood. Hey, Kosei. He continues to stare at the ceiling.
Yeah.
You seem to be pretty proficient in repelling women today.
Bree!
Kosei finally sits up. His face is grave as he returns to his feet.
I need to go home, man.
Why? What's wrong? Kosei shakes his head.
I need to do some introspection or something and reevaluate my life.
Or we could just keep gaming. He shakes his head again.
No, not even video games can fix this. I'll see you later.
Kosei shuffles out of the room. I follow him to the front door and send him off, trying my best to encourage him. He'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Well, pretty sure of it. Anyway, with Kosei having a 10th life crisis and me at work, I have some free time. Who should I hang out with? And we finally get to spend time with Kira, so keep in mind Chapter 1 of the game has ended, we are now in Chapter 2. Wonder what Kira's doing. She seems interesting, it might be fun to do something outside of school or investigate an Erilyn's situation. Maybe I should see what she's up to. I pull out my phone and dial her number. She picks up after a few rings.
Hello?
Hey Kira, how's it going?
Well,
She doesn't add anything else. After a small pause, she finally speaks.
did you discover something new about Erilyn's predicament?
No, I was just wondering if you wanted to hang out. No response. She's playing hard to get. This silent treatment is obviously Kira trying to make me work for her attention. She secretly wants to say yes, but can't say it too quickly. That's okay. I already know what she's thinking. A grin slides across my face. So, is that a yes?
Oh,
She sounds surprised. Are you free? She pauses.
Not exactly. I'm about to attend a comedy show.
Huh. She doesn't strike me as someone who's into that. I see, no worries then. That sounds like it'll be fun. It takes another few seconds for her to reply.
Do you like comedy shows?
The question catches me off guard, but I quickly recover. I've never been to one, but I'd like to check it out sometime.
I see.
Another pause.
Would you like to go today?
Is Kira asking me out on a date? She's usually more reserved and aloof. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. It must be. A dimly lit club with just the two of us? How could it not be? Wait, is it just us? Is anyone else going?
No.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a date. I'd love to go.
Cool. I have an extra ticket you can take.
Oh, did someone cancel on you?
No.
So she has 2 tickets, but was planning on going alone. Strange.
Let's meet there in half an hour.
Okay, cool. See you then. After we hang up, Kira texts me the address to the local venue, and I hurry to get ready. My first date with Kira. I need to dress to impress. I fix up my hair and put on a nice shirt and pants. Once I'm satisfied, I scarf down a quick meal and then make my way outside. The walk isn't too bad. Even though the hour is late, the sky is still light, so I have no trouble finding the place. A soft breeze ruffles across my skin the whole way, making the trip easy and relaxing. I find Kira staying inside the auditorium. Most of the seats are starting to become filled. Hey. She glances at my clothes. What do you think?
They're fine.
Does she mean fine as in they look nice, or fine as in they're whatever? Or fine as if I'm fine? It's hard to tell what she's thinking. Kira hands me a ticket. Thanks. How much do I owe you?
Don't worry about it.
I blink. Really?
Yeah, they were a gift from my parents.
No wonder she has 2 tickets. Her parents must have given her one so she can invite a friend. I smile. Okay, thanks. Together we head inside. A man at the door checks our tickets and guides us to our seats. It's pretty crowded. The club is low with tables and chairs scattered about. There's a stage with a microphone set up in front of a row of curtains. So, do you go to these shows a lot?
No, not very often.
As if on cue, a man wearing jeans and a Hawaiian shirt walks on the stage. He sets down a bottle of water and picks up the mic.
Good evening, Matsukaze. I'm Joey Fallon. It's great to be here with you.
Oh great, he's a felon. They have low standards here, man. They'll hire anyone, I tell ya. Everyone breaks out into applause. He grins and walks across the stage.
Oh, wow, applause. I didn't expect to get the royal treatment when I signed up for this thing.
We didn't expect you to get it either. A few chuckles sprinkle across the room. He steps down the stage and wanders through the audience.
I'm surprised to see so many adults here. Not that I'm complaining. Normally I attract the edgy kids who mistake this place for an actual nightclub. When you title something club, it's bound to happen, am I right?
No, go away. He passes by our table and suddenly stops, pointing to Kira and me.
Like these two. Are you kids even 18?
My cheeks flush at the attention. I open my mouth to answer when the comedian raises a hand.
Yeah, don't answer that. I don't need another call from my lawyer.
The crowd breaks out into more laughter. Kira looks around her, but otherwise keeps her cool facade. Joey grins. He leans the mic towards me.
So, are you two on a date?
Obviously. A cocky grin flashes across my face. We sure are. I snake an arm around Kira's shoulders. She glances at me, but otherwise doesn't react. Joey looks amused.
Does she know that? Doesn't look like she does.
She'll figure it out over time. The audience laughs, but to my surprise, Kira nods.
It is a date.
Wait, really? This turn of events is too surprising, but I quickly recover. I mean, see? Of course it is. Joey turns towards the audience, his arms wide open.
There you have it, everyone. Mystery solved.
Didn't even require a bunch of meddling kids or a dog. Go figure. The comedian leaves us and continues on with the show. He goes into a funny monologue about relationships and marriage, which has the audience roaring. Tells a joke that makes me dissolve into laughter, but Kira only smiles. In fact, no more than a light chuckle escapes her the whole show. When it's over, the comedian bows and everyone erupts into applause.
Have a great night, everybody.
He exits, murmuring. Murmuring fills the club as the people stand and file out the door. I follow Kira. We shift our way through the crowd and head outside. Evening has fallen by now. The street is lit up by street lamps and a few stray stars. The breeze feels cool and nice after being in that warm crowd. So, what'd you think of the show?
It was funny.
I blink surprised. Really? She nods. You're not making a joke now, are you?
No, it really was funny.
even when the comedian thought we were dating? She nods again. I wasn't expecting you to agree that we were dating, by the way. It really was out of character. Does that mean she does like me? Kira shrugs.
I went along with it so we draw less attention to ourselves. If we didn't agree, the comedian might have asked follow-up questions and made more jokes about us.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I push down my disappointment. We begin our trek home side by side.
Did you think he was funny?
No. I mimic Kira's stoic expression. It was funny. She looks at me.
I couldn't tell.
I blink. Is she serious? Now I can't tell. To be honest, I was surprised you suggested a comedy show to begin with.
How come?
I don't know, you just never struck me as the type to enjoy it.
Oh.
Silence falls between us. Kira keeps up her steady pace beside me. After a moment, she takes in a slight breath.
If it weren't for my parents' tickets, I wouldn't have gone. But given the circumstances, it would have been a waste not to go.
True, they kind of sent the tickets out of the blue.
Actually, they send me tickets whenever they hear a show is in town.
Really? That's pretty nice of them. She shrugs, seemingly indifferent about the situation.
They assume I love going, even though I've never told them that.
Then how did they get that idea?
They took me to a show once when I was a child, and I found it funny.
I wait for her to continue, but she doesn't. That's it? Kira nods. I want to give her parents the benefit of the doubt, but I can see why Kira doesn't value those gifts. They feel like an afterthought. Well, do you actually enjoy attending comedy clubs? She pauses in thought as if contemplating this for the first time. Then she nods.
Yeah, I do like it.
And I like going with you. A sly smile tugs at my mouth. I like them now too, especially since I got to go with you. If I ever snag tickets for another show, you are more than welcome to join. There's a ghost of a smile on Kira's lips.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
We stop at the fork in the road. This is me. Thanks again for inviting me. I had a great time.
You're welcome.
Are we still good for Monday?
Yes, at the shrine.
Cool. See you then. After saying goodbye, we split off onto our separate streets. I'm glad I called Kira today. For someone who's uncomfortable in the limelight, attending the show alone would have definitely attracted the comedian's attention. At least this time she had me to help defuse the situation. I wonder how many shows she's attended alone. Her family seems like they mean well, but don't really seem to understand their daughter. When I get home, I'm feeling pretty tired. I change into my pajamas and finish up some last-minute homework. Doesn't take me too long. Then I click off the light and roll into bed. I wake up bright and early the next day, stretching my arms high over my head. I slept so well last night. Feel refreshed. After I throw on my school uniform, I go downstairs for breakfast. I pause at the table to see Erlen is already waiting, but Mina isn't. Huh? What are you doing down here?
Don't we have school today?
Yeah?
Then why wouldn't I be waiting?
I suppose she has a point, but I'm still surprised she's taken on this school persona so easily. She munches on some toast as I slide into the chair next to her. Erlen seems oddly relaxed about everything. Is she really okay? If I were in her shoes, I don't know if I could go about my day without a care in the world. Especially if I was literally in another world. I don't want to pry. I decide to keep my thoughts to myself. If she wants to talk about it, then I'm sure she'll say something. I don't want to push her and ruin her good mood. Mina finally arrives downstairs, shifting her bag over her shoulder.
Good morning!
Morning.
Are you guys ready to go?
Erlen and I nod. We grab our lunch boxes and some fresh bread on the way out. The delicious taste of strawberry jam melts over my tongue as I push open the door. It's another beautiful day. A nice breeze filters through the trees and rustles the branches over our heads as we walk. Eventually, Kosei meets us on the way there. He grins and waves as he comes up from around the corner. When we arrive at school, the place is buzzing with students. A few are scattered about finishing up some last-minute homework, but most are talking animatedly to their friends.
What is everyone so excited about?
No idea. We enter our classroom and I plop down my seat with a sigh. Misato's in the front of the room scribbling something on the board. Looks like the club fair is happening today. That's what all the commotion is. Mina perks up.
Oh yeah, that's right!
Erlen looks confused.
What is a club fair?
It's an event where the school showcases all of the clubs it offers. They have all different kinds to choose from, and it's super fun checking all of them out.
Why do you bother checking out the other clubs when we all know you're just gonna choose swim club anyway?
There's nothing wrong with seeing what else is out there.
Mina leans forward on her desk and smiles.
Do you like swimming, Erlen? Maybe we could be in the club together.
Carolyn hesitates. She doesn't seem thrilled by the idea. No need to decide. There's no need to decide right now. They have a lot of clubs to choose from. Just browse and see what you like. Carolyn nods and doesn't say anything else. Miss Sato wipes her hands after she's finished writing on the board.
Good morning, class. Just a quick announcement. The club fair will be happening today. It's a mandatory event, so make sure you all attend. Because of that, let's get started with the lesson. Please open your textbooks. We'll continue our lecture from...
I cut off the word yesterday. There's the sound of ruffling pages. I crack open my notebook to take notes and she begins the lesson. The rest of the school day is uneventful, but it goes by at a decent pace. Having Mina, Kosei, and Erlen around makes the time go by faster. And I'm gonna stop making the whole joke about wake up everyone, class is over. You're probably sick of it already. Eventually the bell rings and we're dismissed for the club fair. Everyone shoots to a stand and collects their belongings.
Okay, everyone, come with me.
We follow Miss Sato out of the door. The club fair is set up in the quad with different booths lined up in rows. It's already pretty crowded. Mina's eyes light up.
Oh, wow. It looks like they have a wider selection this year.
I glance at Erlen, who boredly surveys our surroundings. Do you want to look around?
Is there a point? I'm not going to be here long anyway.
Yeah, but
Yes.
since you have to be at the school anyway, you should just look around and see what catches your interest. She doesn't look convinced. Hey, you'll never know if you don't give things a chance. Who knows what new hobbies or interests you'll discover? Think of the possibilities! Erlen heaves a deep sigh.
If it means you'll stop pestering me about it, then I suppose I'll have a look around.
Kosei overhears and chimes in.
I'm gonna look around too.
Same here.
How about we meet back here when we're done?
Sounds good to me. Once we're all agreed, we branch off in different directions. I'm about to set off when I spot Kira's long dark hair in the crowd. She happens to glance my way and we make eye contact. Carefully, she makes her way over to me. Hey, are you enjoying the club fair so far?
It seems interesting.
Do you have an idea which club do you want to join? A comedy club, perhaps? I flash her a smile, trying not to chuckle at my own joke. I think I catch a faint smile from Kira.
I'm not sure. There are a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look yet. Kira nods.
I have, but there are more I still want to see.
Huh, I hadn't expected Kira to be so interested in the fair. Although it makes sense to check out a lot of booths when you're still undecided.
Oh, the line for the art club is short now.
Okay. She quickly says goodbye before heading for the booth. Wonder what other booths Kira's checked out. Well, time for me to start looking around. I make a circle around the fair, browsing through all the club offerings. I walk by posters advertising clubs ranging from common interests like debate to dance, to more obscure ones like Hikaru Dorodango, which is apparently just dirt polishing. Seems like there's a club for everything. Most clubs, especially the sport and technical ones, are looking for people who already have experience from junior high and won't accept beginners. A lot of the others have already hit their new member quota, and realize the clubs fill up so fast. No wonder it's a mad dash. After I finish my first loop, there are 3 available clubs that are accepting new members. The Good Samaritan Club, the Science Club, and the Kendo Club. Which one would I like to learn more about? We're gonna stay away from this one. Let's go check out the Kendo Club like we were supposed to in Ace Academy. I definitely want to check out the Kendo Club. Sounds like it'd be cool. First thing I notice about the guy behind the booth is his mismatched eyes. He greets me with a smile.
Hey, I'm Rixnay Lency, president of the Kendo Club.
I'm Hiro.
Nice to meet you. Are you looking to learn more about Kendo?
Trying to remember if he was from Crystalline or not. Rixnay sounds familiar. That might be one of those heroes. Yeah.
Then you've come to the right place. The Kendo Club is for anyone who is interested in Kendo, regardless of their experience level. If you want to learn the art of Kendo, we're happy to teach you. Or if you just want to observe, that's great too. You're just as welcome.
That's good to know. He nods.
Are you ready to jump into the world of Kendo?
I don't know. I'm so ready.
That's great to hear.
Brick's Day helps me to sign up, and soon I'm an official member of the Kendo Club.
Welcome to the Kendo Club. See you at our first meeting.
Thanks, see you then. I'll even check out a few more clubs just for fun. Those clubs sounded really cool. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun this year. Just as I'm returning from the booth, I see Kosei and Mina already waiting for us. Hey, did you see anything you liked?
Yeah, there were so many. Did you know they have a Taekwondo club this year?
Yeah, I saw that. They have a cooking one too. Just think of all the delicious ramen they make in that club.
Ooh, I bet that would be a good one to join. I saw they added a cosplay club too.
Kosei lifts an eyebrow.
Cosplay?
Yep, that's probably the one you're going to join, right?
He crosses his arms.
Do I look like Erlen to you? Why would I join the cosplay club?
Because you already look like an anime character with that gravity-defying hairstyle.
Hey, it takes some serious skill to look this good.
Mina giggles.
Okay then.
What's up with you commenting on my hair all the time?
He flicks his bangs out of his face with a smirk.
You must be really into it, or you wouldn't focus so much on it.
Mina makes a face.
Please, don't flatter yourself.
These two never stop, do they? I cough and the two of them look up. Were any of these clubs able to convince you to join them? Mina smiles.
No, I was sticking with swimming.
Yeah, and I'm not swaying from soccer. What about you?
I joined the Kendo Club. Seems pretty legit.
Ooh, do you actually get to hit people?
Only with a bamboo sword.
Maybe I should have joined that.
Well, I hope you have a lot of fun this year, cuz.
Thanks. I see Erlen approaching us from the crowd. A determined look is carved across her face.
I have decided.
We blink. That's pretty abrupt. On what, a club?
Yes, I have finally found a place that understands my birthright.
What are you talking about?
Student Council. You're looking at your new grade representative.
Princesses are for freedom? You're for democracy?
I'm for the freedom of the people, if that's what you mean.
You are?
Yes, freedom for them to finally see what they're missing and to hand over their votes for my reign.
Mina's face lights up.
I had no idea you were interested in student government. You should definitely run if that's what you're passionate about.
Kosei nods.
Yeah, you'd have my vote.
Erlen lifts her chin with a smirk.
Huh, you see? Even this complete stranger would vote for me.
You mean Kosei? She blinks.
What's a Kosei?
Kosei sputters.
What? Are you kidding? We've been through this!
We have?
Yeah, don't you remember?
Silence.
We just spent the whole school day together.
More silence.
We literally all came to the club fair together as a group.
Oh.
She smiles and then walks away, leaving him in the dust.
Seriously?
He clutches his chest and flops onto the floor.
Why doesn't she realize I exist?
Mina stifles her giggle while I shake my head. I suppose you can get your revenge by not voting for her. Kosei sighs.
No, it's okay. I'd still vote for her.
The bell rings, signaling it's time to go back to our classes. Talk about timing. We follow the group of students back into the hall. Erlen seems excited now that she's decided on something she likes. As we take our seats in class, everyone is still talking about what clubs they're joining this year. Miss Sato enters the room and claps her hands to get our attention.
All right, settle down, class. I know you're excited, but we have some things to go over.
Everyone quiets down and Miss Sato begins her lesson. The second half of classes go by quickly. Soon the bell rings, signaling the end of the school day. Chairs scrape against the floor as everyone stands to gather their things. After retrieving my bag, I look around the classroom for Kira, but she's not there. Hope she didn't forget about her visit to the shrine today. I didn't have a chance to ask her about it while we were in class. She's probably waiting for me out front. After saying goodbye to my friends, I hurry out of the classroom and into the courtyard. Kira waits for me in front of the doors. Her bag is slung carelessly over her shoulder. As she waits, she frees her hair from the strap, letting it fall down her back. She glances at me as I approach. Hey.
Hi.
You ready to go? She nods. We head out of the courtyard and pass through the school gates. Soon we're on a path towards the shrine. Thanks for coming with me. Kira nods again.
I just hope that Mrs. Tanaka is there.
Same. I soon recognize the shrine gates in the distance. The closer we get, the more my stomach twists in knots. Really hope we get some answers this time. As if sensing my thoughts, Kira picks up the pace. When we arrive, the shrine is quiet. A few people wander the grounds enjoying the tranquility. We head towards the offering box. Seems like a likely place for volunteers or staff members to frequent. Kira grasps something within her hand and momentarily holds it against her chest. What's that? She opens her palm to reveal an amulet.
It's for luck.
You're my lucky charm. Oh, that's a good idea. I grin, folding my hand over Kira's. Her gaze flicks down.
What are you doing?
I wink, holding on to my lucky charm. Silently, she slips her hand out of my grasp. Guess my luck ran out. We continue on our way. As we approach the offering box, someone exits, nearly running into us.
Whoa, sorry.
I glance up and see a guy who looks to be about our age. It's okay. We're about to pass him when he stops us.
Oh, wait a minute. You're friends with Kosei Nakahara, right?
We freeze. How does he know that? I take another look at him. Although he wears the same school uniform, I don't recognize him. Must be an upperclassman. I glance at Kira, but she doesn't recognize him either. Yeah? His grin broadens.
Oh, good. I thought so. Can you pass on a message for me?
Who are you?
Sorry. I should have introduced myself. I'm Daisuke Miyamoto, and I'm on the soccer club.
I see. So that's how he knows Kosei. Must have recognized me from when I helped Kosei practice.
We forgot to give these invites to everyone at tryouts.
He passes me an envelope.
Look, if you wouldn't mind getting this to Kosei, I'd really appreciate it. I've got a ton of people to hand these out to, and you'd be doing me a huge favor.
Sure, that's fine. He breathes a sigh of relief.
Oh, great, thank you. That helps me a lot. I've got more people to track down, so I won't disturb you any longer.
He waves as he walks away.
Thanks again!
No problem. With a final smile, he jogs off. Kira looks after him expressionless.
It must be tough trying to track down everyone from tryouts.
Yeah, he's lucky he ran into us. She nods. Anyway, should we go up to the box?
Yes, let's go.
Together we step up towards the offering box. The main hall is right nearby. From here I have a pretty clear view inside. I peek in, but there are too many people to spot anyone clearly. A moment later, Kira grasps my arm. A slow smirk glides across my face. Stand in front of the offering box, just the two of us? It's kind of romantic, isn't it? Kira must be overwhelmed by all this romantic atmosphere and finally succumbing to my charms. Well, I will gladly follow along. Gently I link her arm in mine, resting my hand over hers. Don't worry, I'm here. Kira blinks.
Yes, I know. That's why I tried to get your attention.
No, I meant, I'm here for you. She continues to stare blankly. Never mind.
Over there. Is that the woman?
She points to an elderly woman sweeping the leaves off the main path. Her gray hair is pulled into a low bun and her clothes look neatly pressed, but she doesn't look familiar. She's not the old woman I talked to. Maybe she's Mrs. Tanaka.
We could ask her.
Yeah, couldn't hurt to talk to her. She might know something. Kira nods. I lead us over to the old woman who blinks as we approach. Sorry to disturb you. Are you Mrs. Tanaka? Her eyes widen.
Oh, yes. Have we met before?
No, but we were told that you could help us. She splits into a knowing grin.
Of course. A beautiful couple like you two. I bet you've come to pray for a long and happy relationship.
Not this again. Why does everyone mistake us for a couple? I glance at Kira, who glances back at me. She tilts her head to the side, waiting for me to answer. Somehow, I don't think she'd be so happy about me pretending we're a couple. We're together this time. No. Actually...
No need to be shy. I was young once too, you know.
That's hard to believe.
In fact, you remind me a bit of myself when I was a youngster.
You were a guy? She winks at Kira, who blinks in surprise. Mrs. Tanaka sighs dreamily.
Oh, to be young again.
She snaps back to reality and nods briskly.
Yes, well, you've come at a good time. The energies today are very strong.
The energy?
Yes, yes! The Ethereal Energies!
We exchange glances and Kira's eyes widen. My heart thumps loudly in my chest. I think we finally stumbled upon a lead. You've heard of the Ethereal Energy too.
Of course. Only those who spend a lot of time at the shrine understand the inner workings. A young man like you must be very informed to have heard about it too.
I've only heard a little about it. What exactly is Ethereal Energy? Mrs. Tanaka scratches her head.
That's a very good question. It's just the magic of the shrine, I think.
The magic of the shrine?
That's right. The thing that grants wishes.
Yeah, but what is that?
The ethereal energies.
Right, but how does that work?
You know, I'm not too sure. I never asked about it.
The excitement I felt a moment ago quickly... The excitement I felt a moment before quickly ebbs.
How did you learn about ethereal energy?
Oh, I overheard some people talking about it here at the shrine. Isn't that how you heard about it?
Sort of. Mrs. Tanaka knows about as much as we do. I look over to Kira, who seems to mirror my thoughts. I guess this is a dead end too. We may as well go back. I turn to Mrs. Tanaka. Well, thank you for all your help.
But I haven't done anything yet. Oh, wait here.
She shuffles off. A moment later, she returns and firmly places an amulet in my hands.
Here you go. Now go make an offering and you'll be blessed with a long and happy romance.
We really aren't a couple.
Hurry, hurry. The energy won't be here forever.
Better make that wish. A long and happy romance, you say?
That's right.
With Kira? I wouldn't complain if that wish came true. Then we better get going, right, Kira?
Right.
I pause, feeling a tiny flame of hope in my chest. Did I hear that correctly? Did Kira just agree with me? Really?
Yes, otherwise we're intruding on Mrs. Tanaka's time.
The hope extinguishes. She wasn't thinking about the wish at all. Oh.
No more dilly-dallying. Get to wishing.
Alright, we'll get going. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Take care, you two. Ali Oten, L'Oreal Dan Mali.
Kira and I freeze. Whatever she said is definitely not Japanese. In fact, I don't think it's any recognizable language. What's that phrase you just said?
Ali Oten, L'Oreal Dan Mali. It's a phrase I learned here in the shrine.
What does it mean?
I think it's a parting. That's how I've heard it used.
What language is that?
Mrs. Tanaka hesitates.
I'm not too sure, but I lived in Japan all my life and don't know much about other languages.
I don't know it either. But I know something that will. I quickly pull out my phone. Hey, Google. Ding. What does Alioten L'Oreal Dan Mali mean? Unrelated articles pull up on my phone. Let's try again. What language is Alioten L'Oreal Dan Mali? More random articles pop up, none of which have to do with languages. I type it out into Google Translate, but that doesn't even return a result. If Google doesn't know it, then it's probably not a language from here. If it's not a language from here, then maybe it's a language from another world. Mrs. Tanaka, I have a friend who may be interested in that phrase. Would it be okay if we came back to visit another day?
Please do. An old woman like me doesn't get too many visitors.
When would be a good day?
I'll be back here on Thursday.
Thank you, Mrs. Tanaka. We'll come visit then.
Oh, that would make me so happy. Don't forget to bring your girlfriend, too.
She's just a friend.
Yes, your girlfriend.
I don't think she'll listen if I try to clarify further.
I'll be there.
Kira must be thinking the same thing. After saying goodbye, Kira and I make our way out of the shrine. I feel lighter once we leave, filled with renewed hope. Kira catches up as we turn onto the road.
I'm curious about what that phrase Mrs. Tanaka said means.
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling Erlen might.
You think it's a language she'd know?
Yeah, none of us recognize it. Even Google didn't know it. Kira nods thoughtful.
I wonder if Mrs. Tanaka learned the phrase from the ethereal energy woman you met that night.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's too much of a coincidence otherwise.
You're right. We reached the intersection where our paths split. Thanks for coming with me again.
I'm glad I did.
Hopefully we'll learn more next Thursday. Unless Mrs. Tanaka keeps insisting we're dating again. It's funny how that keeps happening to us, right? Kira nods. Either way, I hope next time she focuses more on our questions and less on our dating status.
I think she will.
How come? She was very insistent today.
Because Erilyn will be there.
Oh yeah. Unless she thinks that Erlen's the third wheel.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, see you. After a brief wave, we both head our separate directions. I pick up the pace and hurry home. My chest is nearly bursting with anticipation. I'm eager to tell Erlen we have a lead. I make it home, breathless and aching. Immediately, I go up the stairs 2 at a time, then knock on Erlen's door.
Come in.
She's lounging on her bed, flipping through a book when I enter.
Yes?
I was just at the shrine looking for that old woman when I learned a very interesting phrase. Instead, would you like to hear it?
Is that what you interrupted me for?
She turns back to her book.
Your common phrases don't interest me.
It wasn't really a question, so I'm going to tell you anyway. Alioten L'Orealden Mali. She responds automatically.
Malinodera Malioten.
Then her eyes widen and she realizes what she just said. She sits straight up on her bed.
How do you know Hyamirian?
Is that what you speak in Velden?
No. It's an ancient language that's only used during formal services, which makes you knowing it even more unusual.
Like I said, I went back to the shrine to see if I could find that old woman but ran into someone else. She taught me the phrase. Erlen jumps to her feet. Her expression is serious, but I can hear the hope in her voice.
There's another Velden here?
There must be, otherwise how did Mrs. Tanaka learn it?
You must take me to them.
Mrs. Tanaka said she'll go back to the shrine on Thursday. We can go find her after school and ask who she learned the phrase from.
That's too far away. We'll go now.
It's probably not a good idea to keep disturbing her at work. She already agreed to a Thursday visit.
She'll be honored by a royal visit. Of course she'll make time.
You're not royalty here, remember? She's about to retort but sighs instead.
Fine. If that's when we have to visit, then so be it.
The excitement over, Erlen sinks back onto her bed.
I'd like to be alone now, please. I have much to think about.
I can imagine. The possibility to meet one of her people here must be exciting and nerve-wracking. Sure. Returning to my room, I get a head start on my homework. When I'm tired of studying, I take a break by browsing memes on Reddit. There's some crazy stuff on the internet. Eventually, it's late and time for bed. After washing up, I happily slide into bed. Feeling positive, I drift into a gentle sleep.